Kugel
What's
has
up,
joined.
Kugel?
I don't have Discord sounds because of my fucking OBS.
Oh shit, I made it here 5 minutes early.
Well, I'm gonna drag you guys out so we can talk about what you're building.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'll hop down one.
I'll just disconnect. So I can get.
But yeah, the channel or the lobby name is Ris3n and the password is cheese.
Okay. So if I go to battles, multiplayer battle.
Yeah, you want to go to that thing list. I think there's an option to just tick it by friends lobbies.
Search. I can do search. So Ris3n.
With a 3.
Yep. Found it. It says I cannot join because it's already full. Oh, spectate.
You did spectate, yeah.
Okay. And you said cheese.
Cheese, no caps.
Better not be any caps.
There you go. So stream is live. We're looking at their armies right now. Let's see what they got. Oh, and you can only probably see Stalixx's army, right? Google.
Yeah.
Okay, well actually Saviour hasn't picked anything yet, so it doesn't really matter. Is it just me or does this army make no sense?
Who Stalixx's?
Yeah, 2 Carnosaurs against the dwarves. Carnosaurs are anti-large, right? Like.
Yeah. I mean, Carnosaurs. If you're gonna get Carnosaurs, you might as well just get Stegodons with like the giant. I'm pretty sure you need those. What are they called? Can I look at this? I can't.
The solar engine things. Or the
no, the ones with the ballistas on their backs.
Oh yeah.
The Stegodons with the ballistas are like
they're just called ancient Stegodons. Yeah.
Yeah, you just need that dude.
Yeah, that is a little bit more expensive than the Carnosaur. It's just I question.
Yeah, but one of them is worth 2 Carnosaurs, and then you have money left over.
Yeah, I really question having 2 Carnosaurs here.
Then 2.
and 2 Bastillodons when I feel like.
And I believe they have that like all those units have rampage, right? Like the feral rampage
Feral rampage, yep. Because all of those.
So that happens near instantly. So they're just going to go into combat, get feral, and just disappear to the.
And taking a look at the dwarves army, which has 2 units of slayers, 2 units of thunderers, and a cannon. Like if he just goes into rampage, that kind of puts all of the micro potential in Saviour's book to just be like, all right, I'll get these longbeards with great weapons / slayers into the dinos.
Does he have? Are those lizardmen with spears?
Those are Saurus spears. Yes.
Warriors? So those are just gonna melt. Those aren't even gonna reach the front line if Saviour has any sort of armor piercing damage.
So
I'm saying you don't really need like a front line versus the dwarves. You need almost all hammer and no anvil when you're fighting dwarves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, right? There are 2 grudge throwers. But those aren't going to shred all of the Saurus. And, I mean, if any faction, I feel it can rival the staying power of
Stalixx. Stalixx needs an army
that's
going to punish an army that's going to be stationary, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, the Carnosaurs could do that a little bit. But they also might just rampage.
Oh, they're going to rampage. It's going to be...
And with the cannon and those thunderers, I think this is going to be really rough here for Stalixx. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Just looking at things build-wise, I don't... Okay, wait, he's taking everything out. Never mind, I take it all back. Well, not everything. He took out the Carnosaurs and the Saurus warriors. But okay, so he's going with the Croxagore Ancient. He's going feral cold ones, actually. And Croxagores.
This makes a little bit more sense. But
I think it makes a lot more sense.
I'd like to see maybe some some of those armor-piercing skink units because they're fast. They have high unit numbers. Yeah. I think that red-crested skinks could do really well against dwarves in the right numbers. Like if he had 2 units of them that he could hold off and get into the middle. They can rack up insane amounts of kills. He doesn't need anything that doesn't pierce armor.
Yeah. So while we're kind of waiting, Koo, because I don't think you've been super clued in. I've threw together a 15-second Excel sheet for our tournament so far. Just some quick stats. We have the highest pick is the Dwarves. They've been played 6 times with a 50% win rate. Then the Ris3n, who have been played 5 times with a 33% win rate. The reason that it's skewed like that is there was one Ris3n mirror. Tomb Kings 3 times, High Elves 3 times, Orcs 3 times, and Empire 3 times. Everything else is either 1 or 2. So these are 2 factions that we have seen a lot of so far.
Cool.
It is going to be Grumbrindle as the Dwarf Lord. It looks like Stalixx has locked in his composition here. He's got the Cold One Riders. He is going with regular Saurus Warriors. I think that makes sense. Still, though,
that's going to do a lot better for him.
I mean, I think
it's not the right unit.
It's not going to win, right? But like I said, like Saurus Warriors hold really well, right? Obviously, the Dwarves are the Dwarves. They're both ready, so here we go. We're going to get on started here. And with those 3 units of Longbeards, that is going to hold really well, but I don't know. I think after both of them kind of reassessed their builds a little bit here, it definitely looks a little bit more balanced than that first setup we saw, which I think didn't look at all intelligent by Stalixx, and I think that's why we saw him retool it a little bit.
I think maybe he thought he was fighting a different faction.
That is kind of what it seemed like. And you're down to play GT Kong after this, right, Kook?
Yeah.
Fucking sick, dude. I'm so excited. GT Kong
that should be good.
Showed some sick games so far.
So these are best of 5s now, right?
Nope, these are still best of 3s.
Oh, okay.
It's best of 3. The semifinals are best of 5s, and the finals is best of 7. Where the semifinals are the winners bracket finals and the losers bracket finals, the 2 matches that seed into the finals.
Mm-hmm.
This is the semifinals of the winners bracket. It's weird to say, but
Yeah. So have you chosen a 7th map?
Nope, I have not. We'll cross that bridge at some point, but not right now.
I was just asking.
I'm just answering, saying fuck you.
Fuck you.
Schwarzhofen. I mean, we to be fair, we are playing with a very limited map pool, so we've seen this a lot. But most of these maps seem to be fairly straightforward. We look, there's a little hillock here that can kind of affect things, and where you initially set up does matter. Especially for our yellow player, there's that hill you can set up on.
Now these players can't see each other's setups. Obviously,
they cannot. Right? Obviously, yeah. They do not know where their opponent is or what they have until start battle has been pressed by both of them.
I haven't been able to see that.
So again, yeah, both of the deployment is done.
See, I like Longbeards, especially with the great weapons, and like Stalixx spent so much on the front line that still isn't even going to stand up to like the hammers, and so I'm interested to see how this works out for him, especially because he's going to be on a timer with this much artillery behind.
Yeah, I feel like these Slayers getting into the dinosaurs is really important as well. Like the Bastillodons can wreak some havoc. They are armor piercing. You do need a lot of armor piercing versus the dwarves, obviously. The gyrocopter with the brimstone gun actually coming out here, and I really like that play. There's no air at all here for Stalixx, and that means those brimstone guns.
Whatever he targets, he just kind of gets to shoot at.
And it's going to be a dinosaur, right? Like he's going to pick one of the Bastillodons, and he's going to start shredding it, and then when he kills that, he's going to move to the other one. Or the Croxagors.
I mean, honestly, the Bastillodons will take care of themselves. They just need to go run into combat.
Yeah.
Bastillodons are not worth the investment. Like.
Yeah, I don't like them either, really.
They're just. they're your like super lowest tier of dinosaur.
Yeah. They're like,
Again,
I mean, in campaign, I never
see...
get them, right? In campaign, I never
No.
get them because they're
I
unlocked
would
at the
like to
same
see
tier.
one Stegodon.
Yeah, they're
other
unlocked at
than
the same
two
tier as a
Bastiladon.
Stegodon. And, like, why would I would just rather get a Stegodon. Like,
It's like, if you have the money, I think you get one.
so, okay, yeah, battle is live, which means these players now can see each other. Immediately, Stalixx springs into action. He's definitely going to be the aggressor here in this fight, as obviously the dwarves have set up on this hill with those grudge throwers, the cannons. And obviously the Lizardmen are going to be the guys coming at him. It's a pretty good formation here for Saviour. What do you think about his setup here, Coog?
Yeah, it looks pretty good to me. Thunders are decently enough a pitch that they might have some shots off. It's hard. Thunderers are hard because they don't shoot with an arc. I normally don't take.
But when they
like
get those shots in, they deal a lot of damage.
Yeah, you need to get them out to the flanks, though, is the thing. Like, once the melee starts. If he can do that, they'll really start to pay for themselves instantly.
Yeah.
They do get line of sighted near instantly, though, if they're behind their own units.
Yeah, it looks like the gyrocopter was actually going after the feral cold ones here. Though a unit of skinks is actually getting a decent amount of damage off here. And I don't know, this is a pretty wide surround here for our Lizardman player.
Skinks are applying a poison.
Oh, there's the rampage on the cold ones on the flank, though.
They're just gonna go in.
They're just gonna go in and die. Yeah.
The thing about them too is that they have such poor base melee stats.
Yeah, I mean, this charge does next to nothing, and if they
Their
stick around in
melee combat's just gonna hurt them.
It's gonna go even worse. Yeah, especially against these longbeards with great weapons, armor piercing, gonna cut them to shreds.
Yeah.
Really needs these cold ones to be getting into thunderers, or even better, into artillery. The cold one rider is getting tied up by the slayers. That's a really poor fight for him here. The slayers are gonna tear them to shreds, and they are.
Yeah, if you're gonna go hammer and anvil strategy like this, you have to wait until your anvil hits before the hammer comes. You know?
Yeah, I mean, and now to be fair, right, like, the dwarf front line is smaller, a lot smaller, which means in those gaps, units can slip through, right? He could get a unit of Saurus warriors in on the artillery, right? Like,
he just charged Gromrindal and got. All right, the Lord is dead.
Oh gosh, yeah, shredded. This is not looking good for the Lizardmen at all.
Stalixx has taken magic against the dwarves, which they don't mind that. They're 5%.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I would have liked to see a beast's skink, right? Because then you can summon the Manticore with the spell.
Right, yeah.
And like that, they don't resist that. Like,
and not just that, but that provides like line disruption and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can summon them behind the archers.
It just gives you a lot more flexibility, and you don't have to deal with the fact that they're just going to resist it. But right now, the Thunderers getting onto the Bastiladon, tearing it to pieces.
If you're going to take cavalry versus the dwarves, you need to take your highest tier cavalry, because anything else is going to trade out. Isn't going to trade out. It's going to be you lose 18 of them for maybe one kill.
I mean, I like the idea. I mean, because right, like one of the dwarves' biggest weaknesses is that mobility.
Yeah,
and you can abuse that, right? You can abuse that with heavily armored cavalry, but that's just not how we're seeing this play out.
Some of those swords got in there. Yeah, so this feral Bastiladon.
Yeah, I mean the core of the front line is still alive, but the problem is that once I feel like once Saviour kind of reconsolidates his forces and kind of plugs these holes in his front line, he's just gonna clear everything up here because he's still gonna have that artillery alive as well. And I mean, the elephant in the room being that ancient Kroxigor is dead and Gromrindal is at full health, bearing down on the Skink Priest.
Yeah. No, there's nothing here that's going to stop Gromrindal. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, he would need... I feel like he needed, like, the Kroxigor, ancient Kroxigor with maybe the help of the other Kroxigors. I would have
Yeah.
really liked to see him buff up the Croxagores too with magic. What is it? Harmonic Convergence, a really good spell, especially when you put it on Croxagores that have really low melee or attack. They've only got 26. You buff that up, then they start
shredding. If you're gonna
shredding.
take magic versus the dwarves, you need to use it in ways that aren't like direct aim.
Yeah, buffs, debuffs, summons, stuff like that.
Yeah, debuffs can be huge, especially armor debuffs. Plague of Metal and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have that lore with the Lizardman, to be fair, but...
Right, no, right. I'm just giving an example.
Yeah, that would be really good. Because they do have like 12 trillion armor on even the Dwarf Warriors.
Yeah. And yeah, the metal, not just that, but the metal wizard, those buffs are relatively cheap on the... Like, you can kind of spam them pretty well.
Yeah.
You know? As opposed to some other wizards take them, they kind of just have one or two big spells, and then they're kind of spent.
Oh god, dude, a poor hammer just got hit in the face by a friendly fire cannonball. Poor guy.
Let's see.
Like, the fight is won, and they just blasted their own guy in the face. Like, rest in peace, dude.
Yeah.
That sucks. That sucks. The fight goes well. How's... Yeah, we're going to see another spell here come in for Stalixx. But it's not going to be enough. I mean, the balance of power tells the story here. Game 1 appears to be done and dusted here. Saviour is going to take another victory here. And I'll tell you what, Arcane's Boon, you know, thought to be one of the favorites of this tournament, got taken out 2-0 by Saviour. Stalixx, someone who's 4-0 in this tournament, getting taken out fairly handily in Game 1 here. And, I mean, Saviour, who is relatively newish to the game. I mean, I know he's put in a lot of hours recently, but he still hasn't played that much. I mean, he's playing in really, really well in this tournament so far. GG is at this point clearly the most played faction, up there with the Lizardmen. But I'll be honest, the Lizardmen of the of their interactions with non-Lizardmen factions currently are sitting at 1 and 4.
So most picked, but most losses.
Yeah. Well, not the most picked. The dwarves are at 7. They're the Lizardmen are the second most picked. The dwarves are the first. 7 times picked, 4 and 7. So, not crazy good, but not bad for the dwarves so far.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so far, taking a look, we've got Marcus Wolfheart and a Bright Wizard. And Carl Franz and a Bright Wizard coming out for these two guys. So, I mean, I don't know. You can see Stalixx's. What do you make of that army?
Again, a lot of spearmen, but could be good. I don't mind his army. I'm not a huge fan of handgunners personally, but
I mean, the big guy there is the steam tank.
Yeah, I like the steam tank. I forgot to ask, did we decide on like exclusive units, campaign exclusives or not?
Right now, I think we are still allowing them. That is definitely going to be something that if we run another tournament, I'll take a look at. Just because I was examining the stats on some of them, and they're not cost balanced, really. They're just not. I know that Stalixx and Renegade were both or especially Renegade seemed pretty in favor of it. And there were, I think Saviour was kind of meh, and then I know you weren't crazy about it, but right now we are allowing.
How does that count as far as like unit diversity? You know what I mean?
Obviously, they would still count as the unit that they are the model of.
Okay.
In the same way that a mount would, right? So, like, if I put Imric on a Star Dragon, for example, that still counts against my number of Star Dragons, right? Like,
right.
But or dragons in general, because dragons share the same.
Units themselves, right?
No.
Okay.
No, outside of the limitations that are already there for units.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the rules so far, I mean, this has been kind of a testing ground for what we maybe want to change going forward. The ones that I might be looking at here are, limiting regiments of renown to 1 unit apiece, which we have not been doing, and maybe banning the campaign exclusive units. But I don't know. It's a for fun tournament, so we'll get ourselves sorted. We'll decide what we want to do, and most importantly, we'll have fun with it. But Empire, Saviour's readied up. It looks like he's got, again, Carl Franz, that Bright Wizard. It looks like Carl Franz is going to be put onto Deathclaw, which actually might lend some credence to those handgunners since he's up in the air. Some Spearmen, some Flagellants, some Great Swords, some handgunners, some Reichsguard. Actually, these armies look so similar right now. Saviour's got mortars and 2 units of Reichsguard. This is like stupidly similar.
Again, I don't like the 2. I'd rather see like 1 Hellstorm rocket battery do more.
Yeah.
That's just me. See how.
Yeah. I mean, we saw GT Kong have a lot of success against. Oh, they're both ready. So sorry. Against in one of his games versus Ris3n with a Volkmar the Grim Flagellant army, which performed really well for him. He added in some Empire Knights. He had them flanking around. It was just like a textbook hammer anvil. Those Flagellants, obviously, with their Unbreakable, held really well. Let him get around on the flanks and kind of smash into things. But I mean, the steam tank, I feel like, is the big question of this fight. Can Stalixx get a lot of damage done with it, and can Saviour have an answer to it? The other thing is, if Marcus Wolfhart and this Thunderers can just burst down a flying Carl Franz, I mean, that's almost game right there,
Right, but if Franz can get on top of Wolfhart without much contest, it's also.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It does totally go either way there.
He might tickle him well until he hits him, but when he hits him,
he will hit hard.
But there is this thing about Deathclaw. Sometimes he just kind of like throws his target around a lot without actually dealing damage to him.
He just slaps him around.
Yeah, he just like keeps impacting him before like the damage can be dealt, and his unit's like ragdolling the whole time, but not like taking damage. So
yeah,
that's actually good for
Yeah, I mean the other thing here too, a lot of very very cheap infantry and 2 Bright Wizards, 1 on either side, means that another big part of this battle is who gets the better Burning Head off, because I think that's what they're going to use that magic on. And who can kind of play against that, and who can, line them up like a Hellion and fire them down is going to be another big question.
Are these where are our wizards?
It looks like Stalixx's is behind the Spearmen, and
it's on foot.
And it's on foot, and it looks like Saviour's is in the center of the army, and it is on
and
a
it's
warhorse.
on horse.
So that's a big deal.
Yeah, my money's on the warhorse one.
Yeah, probably.
The one that can maneuver incredibly well and also has a better angle on projectile shots. I'm gonna go with that for 500 per Beck.
Probably not bad odds. Probably not bad odds on that one.
Yeah. A wizard without a horse. Sad.
It's a sad, sad wizard.
It's just a pathetic non-horse wizard.
Non-horse wizard. And at that point, why even be a wizard,
Yeah, it's...
Reichsguard Knights. Here we go. Things are off.
Taking a shot on the Reichs.
That misses horribly.
Wasting more shots.
Yeah. Marcus is kind of yeeting forward. I don't know how I feel about that.
He has pretty good range. I'm wondering... Okay, yeah, he wanted to use one of his shots on the mortar. That
some of those mortars, though.
For Carol there.
Big cannon hit onto the mortars, though. That's good. Or not cannon. Wait, oh, something hit them. I guess maybe it was another. No, oh, it was the steam tank. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that explains
Chunk
it.
of
Oh, and actually, that steam tank is chunking down that mortar really quick. Already one of them
the
taken out.
steam tank is a cannon. Yep.
Yeah, it's just also a tank. Like, what a unit. And actually, it's shredding these mortars here.
I mean, that mortar's pretty much already spent. It's got one. It's decreased.
Oh,
It
yeah.
only has 30% of its attack power left. You know.
And they're about to rout as well. Boom.
Yeah.
There you go. It's gone. That is the artillery of
He
Saviour
needs
that's
to
now out of the game.
refocus those shots onto Karl Franz, though. He needs to refocus Wolfheart and the steam tank.
Yeah, he does. Okay, there we go. Wolfheart has targeted Karl Franz now.
I want to see the steam tank shooting.
Big hits on those spearmen. Oh, that's an ability coming. Ooh, hits big.
I think he wants to wait until he's done some damage to use that, though, because I think it scales on missing health.
Ooh.
Uh-oh, see, this is exactly what he didn't want.
Yeah, Marcus
Karl's
could be in a
just gonna
lot of trouble here. He needs his infantry to get there.
Oh,
wait, he's turning.
What?
He's turning.
What?
That does not make sense to me.
No, it doesn't to me either.
Oh, it seemed like he had the snipe there, like it was there. Now Karl Franz, I mean, he took about like a fifth of his health there, yeah.
Taken off, yeah, yeah.
Like, he could have dealt so much damage there to Wolfheart. But here we go. The flagellants and everything is kind of starting to get engaged here. But I would say early estimates here put this in Stalixx's favor.
Ooh, I like that hit with the steam tank. Oh, but he didn't react at all with those spearmen.
Ooh, here's the burning head. It's gonna go through. It's gonna get some decent hits. It looks like.
No, he's burning it this early.
Yeah, I feel like he might have wanted to wait for the engagement there.
Yeah, in my opinion as well.
Keep in mind that there are great swords and flagellants here. A lot more damage in the front line of Saviour than there is.
Swords need a wait to engage.
Wolfheart needs to not yeet forward so hard. Like, I feel like he's asking to get Wolfheart sniped. I know this because, you know, I don't think I. Oh,
there, that's a better burning head.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's going off track. It's going off track.
It did go off track, but even still, what a hit there. Comparatively,
those handgunners really didn't take much damage, though. It looks worse than it is.
Yeah, here come the spearmen. Oh, he netted. Okay. So Karl Franz dives in. He gets netted, but he pops his ability that gives him a lot of melee defense. These spearmen are on him, trying to chunk him down a little bit. He's going to take a goodly bit of damage here.
He needs to focus all of his missile infantry on Karl Franz right now.
Yeah, he needs to shred him down.
There's no point in netting him if you're not targeting.
Okay, we got another vortex spell. It looks like Firestorm going to hit these handgunners. Oh, but it's going to go the wrong way. That's the thing with vortex spells. They can... no, it's going the wrong way.
Saviour needs to stop dicking around and dive onto Wolfheart.
Yeah. That fire spell almost wasted for its cost. Another flaming head goes through.
Those guys have a lot of armor, and fire spells are inherently weak against armored units.
Well, that and it just kind of yeeted out into nothing as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
This is getting a little bit crazy here. Battle's getting pretty spread out. Now, Karl Franz is pretty low. Boy, there's another burning head going to hit the artillery of Stalixx. The Reichsguard still holding strong here. Now, here come the Reichsguard of Stalixx, who might be able to get on this Bright Wizard, which is very exposed right now.
Stalixx could clean up this whole flank right here with a good charge.
Hey, Kugel. Guess who just got on Marcus Wolfheart?
Ooh, yep, and that should turn the tide very quickly.
It certainly could.
You might see what I'm saying here, though, about the whole, like, knocking him back. But
yeah, he just did that twice, actually. Yeah, like, he hit him hard, but... oh, he's running away, he's shooting, and actually there's infantry coming in trying to bog down Karl Franz, stop him from getting on him. There's another net.
Another net.
I like that. Oh, he's moving through the net. I don't know how that's possible.
It's his attack animation that's making him
guess,
move.
yeah. It still seems like BS a little bit, but, you know, hey.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, there's that triple shot. But, now
hey, Buck peak OP, all right?
At this point, like, even if Karl Franz gets in melee, he's 1 or 2 shots
let's see,
away
and look at Mr. Steam Tank, who hasn't had nearly enough focused onto him to be taken down.
Ooh, we got another burning head coming in, it looks like. Going to hit those
Here
spearmen.
we have great swords trying to take down this steam tank, but they haven't gotten a good
Oh, and
surround
the
on him.
Empire Knights, dude,
Yeah.
smash into them. Between the two of those, a whole lot of anti-infantry and armor-piercing damage. They are just going to get absolutely shredded. And
He
we're
needs to take out
1.
these
I think it's fair to
flagellants so
say
he can
we're
start
1-1.
causing
Yeah, we're 1-1.
maybe. Flagellants are still up.
Yeah, but Franz is routing.
Where's Franz? Oh, Franz, yeah.
Franz is
out.
routing. If he comes back before he gets close, Marcus is going to shoot him in the dick. The only real threat here left in the army is that Bright Wizard, which I feel like, seeing how many spells he's cast already, is pretty much out of Winds of Magic.
And Revolti's not much threat at all, honestly. He can't do anything about the steam tank.
Yeah, which I think is the big point there, right? Like, what kills the steam
the
tank? Like, he needs
nothing
something
in this
armor-piercing.
army.
Yeah, nothing in this army, 100% correct. We see the balance of power kind of shifting.
He went Saviour came into this with an infantry grinding army. You know. So anything remote, he didn't come in with any decent like armor pen or anything.
Yeah, there's another net. It's going to allow him to break this wizard probably while Marcus kind of shoots it. It's going to break so much of the army already shattered. And whether this goes on for 15 more seconds or 2 more minutes, the game is over. And Stalixx is going to knock it down
We
without
just
a
need to
fight.
wait for these flagellants to be
Oh, yeah, to die. Yeah, because they won't break.
die. They are, yep. All right, there we go. Saviour with the
Mm-hmm.
with the manor drop out.
Yeah.
Good.
Those two games now pushes our Empire total up to 5, making it another one of our super played factions.
But do we see how like one higher tier unit can potentially be worth multiple of the lower tier if used correctly? You know?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like, I don't think Stalixx really even needed those. Like, I think those mortars could have been better allocated to a different unit with the power of his steam tank. You know?
Yeah.
Not to say they weren't good, but you know what I mean. Like that steam tank.
I mean, well, it was his ace in the hole, right? You know, after they, you know, boxed each other down and gave each other the blows, the question was, what kills the full health steam tank? The fact that the answer to that was, well, really nothing, and nothing even comes close, meant that was an easy victory, you know?
And the thing about that steam tank is that it's a piece of artillery that doesn't bog your army down, and it also isn't vulnerable to too much cavalry. Like if your steam tank got caught way out by like a big group of cavalry, yeah, they could bog it down and start dealing some decent damage to it. But if you keep it with your army.
So in chat, right, we're gonna be playing on Iron Sand.
Okay.
And Stalixx, obviously, since he lost game 1 in the ace match, has to pick his faction first. He said 2 seconds, me using big brain.
Wow.
There's going to be some big brain plays here, Kugel.
But
Are you
whose
ready?
brain is he using?
Because we know it's not his own, right? Like,
right. He's got a outside source here, consulting.
Consulted. Okay, looks like it's going to be dwarves. Doesn't shock me. He mained the dwarves in the first game. Wait, nope. He said no. I'm a Skaven. He's Skavening. Okay. So, add another tick to Skaven for Stalixx here. And it's going to be Tomb Kings, not a surprise from Saviour. We've seen him use them very effectively already in this tournament. Doesn't really shock me that he's going to fall back on them in game number 3 here. And we see Cetra 600. So I think he's probably taken Spell off and put him on to the chariot. He loves the Chariot of the Gods, and we see him use it an awful lot. He's also thrown a Necrotect in that army already. Nothing else there. Oh, are you seeing the double assassin?
Oh yeah, yep. Those. See those? See them.
So it looks like it's going to be a Gray Seer of Ruin, 2 assassins.
What is his plan with these assassins?
I mean, presumably to chase and never catch Cetra on a chariot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my best guess here. Oh, if you want to hop in the lobby, Aiden, you can.
I'm in the game right now. It's all good.
All right, no worries. Just sit here and disrupt my stream like an asshole, then I guess.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah. No,
I'm watching
kidding.
your stream.
I know. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean that does seem really dumb, right? Like, if Cetra does get put on either the Battle Kitty or on the Chariot, like he's just not gonna catch it.
Yeah.
Looks like we see a Cambrian War Sphinx, 2 units of Nehekara warriors, some Tomb Guards with halberds, some skeleton archers here from Saviour. So pretty standard army here. I feel like the 3 units of Tomb Guard halberds might be a little bit too much anti-large for facing this Skaven, but he's gonna throw in 2 more units of Tomb Guard. Actually, he's deciding. I don't know. So far, nothing else added into that army for Stalixx.
That's it.
That's it. It's just those 3 guys.
He's just gonna try and give the Lord absolutely failed and forfeit.
Who would win, Cetra the Imperishable, High King of Nehekara, or 3 ratty boys? You know.
You didn't even say all his titles. How could you?
Yeah, well, you know, the Great King of Nehekara, Carrion Master, Great King of Beneath the Sand. I don't even know if these are his titles, but his titles are long enough that they probably are. So.
Yeah, he has a lot.
Okay, bunch of clan rats. Bunch of death runners. So maybe some ambush tactics going to come out here. Well, clearly some ambush tactics are going to come out here.
Yeah.
I would like this if we saw 1 assassin, right? Because 1 assassin, you can just be like, hey, I'm going to go get on top of the Necrotect and get some serious damage done. Now, I really like the Warp Lightning Cannon. The Night Runners, I don't mind, I guess. And the Double Doom Wheel. What do you think about the Double Doom Wheel? Because I'll be honest, I look at
Double Doom Wheel.
Well, I look at his army here, and I see a front line of 5 clan rats, and I say, the Battle Kitty just smashes that to smithereens.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm versing the Tomb Kings, it's none of their infantry that I'm worried about. It's anything with a large tag.
Yeah, I mean, like, the Tomb Guard are good, right? Like, they'll hold very well, but, like, they're not what worries you. Well, both players are readied up. We're going to see here. He's going to have a lot of micro potential in the Doom Wheel. You can certainly say that. I don't know, though. I don't know.
Yeah, your infantry with the Tomb Kings are never going to be where you're going to get your cost efficiency.
Yeah.
Even Ushabti are not great monstrous infantry. There are much better monstrous infantry. Like, they're great in the campaign,
cooler
but
looking ones?
Yeah, the Ushabti with the bows, dude.
Okay, well. Yeah.
And those are actually way better because they have bows.
And they can also pull out the swords too if they want to.
Well, they're not nearly as good in melee, but yeah, they're definitely not like bad in melee. Like.
And they have a shit ton of range and armor piercing.
I think they have less health though, Revolt.
Yeah, well, that would make sense. But...
like their entities just have a loss health each or something, so they have a lot less.
Yeah, but again, they trade that in
power.
for a huge amount of range and a shit ton of armor piercing weapon damage.
I'm just saying that they are like susceptible to charges and stuff.
Certainly. Yeah, I don't know. This is a weird one. I feel like it's largely gonna come down to how well he can use these Doom Wheels, and what kind of ambush tactics we actually see here, because I feel like if, all else equal, the army's attack, fight, Stalixx win, or sorry, Saviour wins. The Tomb Kings kind of smash this. They crumble the front, or they destroy the front line, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But Stalixx has given himself a lot to work with here, right? Successful ambushes, really good flanks with the Doom Wheels, right? All of these are things, you know, the 2 assassins getting in onto Cetra. Like, all these are really, really potentially powerful things.
Oh, and lucky for him, we have a, by and large, melee army from
Yeah.
Saviour here. So
Yeah, and I mean, if these Doom Wheels get into the skeleton archers, I mean, that's going to be ugly.
yeah,
That's going to be
he
real
needs to
ugly.
use these Night Runners to. If I was
And
him, I
actually,
would separate them.
yeah, I was going to say, almost more importantly, these Nehekara warriors, I feel like, have to be a huge priority target for the Doom Wheels.
Kind of, again, not really that scary. Like they're not going to tear through his front line so fast that yeah, I
I mean,
don't think
well, his
I'd
front
say
line, yes, they
the
will.
archers.
Right,
I'd
his
say
front
the
line, which is
archers.
5 units of clan rats, yes, they will tear through that. I mean, if he had, a unit or two of storm
They're
vermin mixed
about
in,
on
maybe, like,
par.
I don't know.
A base unit of Nekar warriors is about on par with clan rats. They don't necessarily tear through them.
They've got, like, double the armor, right? They've got double the armor.
Oh, they beat them, but they don't like melt through them. You know what I mean? Not like
Yeah,
a
but
group of
point
like
being,
Tomb
right? Like,
Guard
well,
might.
I guess what I'm saying is that they will need a lot of assistance here, fighting with those.
Yeah.
Because if he leaves that unmolested,
What I'm trying to say is the real strength in Saviour's army is going to come from his missile units,
yeah,
his archers. So
yeah,
he needs to
keep them protected.
keep them protected. He needs to keep the Doom Wheels off of them.
Yeah, well, here come
Specifically.
these sneaky boy flanks. And he's gonna get onto this War Sphinx a little bit. He's gonna start taking some damage. The cannon, what is the cannon firing at? It needs to fire, I feel like, at the War Sphinx. Or at Cetra.
What is it? The Warp Lightning Cannon? Is it
It's the anti-large, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, well, it is not facing the right.
No. Okay, the Doom Wheel's starting to fire. Let's see
It's
what's
firing
gonna
at
charge.
Cetra, which is a much smaller target and much
Yeah.
more agile target.
Ooh, a nice charge off on one of those Doom Wheels onto the Tomb Guard with the non-halberd version, which is good. The second
He
one's gonna
has
come around and
nothing to
get into the
pin this
missiles.
fucking cat down, dude.
Yeah. I mean, but at the same point, right? Like, we're seeing both of their monster-ish units kind of shred through things. 2 great charges from these Doom Wheels. The Camarine War Sphinx.
Oh, did you get the Death Runner debuff on it? So I think it has some.
Oh, it's getting mobbed.
Yep,
It's getting mobbed really
Death
hard.
Runner.
And
It's
at this
not going
point,
to take a
yeah.
shit ton of damage.
Yeah.
He needs some micro though.
He does need to get it out of there, at least until his front line can show up, I feel like.
The big thing is that you don't let it get fully surrounded. If you can keep one of its flanks like out, you know what I mean? If you can keep it
clear enough for it to
into
run.
a unit.
Yeah.
This is okay. See, it's taking a lot less damage now.
Yeah, the Night Runners are starting to get their hits in.
But he needs to pull it back.
Yeah, I just feel like these Doom Wheels and some of these flanking units are causing so much disruption. Like, look how much of Saviour's front line and his archers are just, like, scattering around trying to deal with these units. Like, he's got a unit of Tomb Guard halberds chasing a Doom Wheel, and unless Stalixx runs it into the Tomb Guard, which he kind of did there for a second, and he actually kind of is. But assuming he doesn't do that, right, they should never catch it. And they never will.
Right.
So, like, why even bother, you know? Like, Cetra's coming back to help. That's good.
The Sphinx is actually starting to get pretty tired now, which is going to definitely start to slow it down.
Yeah, it is listed as drained. It's dealt a ton of damage, got 60 kills for itself, but...
And Cetra's been running around a lot, but Cetra ain't been diving a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Night Runners are exactly who Stalixx wants him to target. It's just going to take a while for him to get them all, you know?
Yeah.
And
ooh,
think about the
the bomb
Skaven
from
units.
Cetra.
Oh, that was a really nice bomb, though.
That's a really nice bomb. Yeah, gonna effectively take that unit out of the battlefield very quickly and allow him to retarget. Now, the Doom Wheels are still going on in the background.
I want to see him dive into that big blob of clan rats there.
Oh yeah, I would love to see that.
Oh, see, he's still chasing. I don't know if he's microing Cetra at all. This is
Ooh,
not
we
a
have
value
another
chase.
breath attack or breath spell coming out. Does a little bit of damage to the archers, a little bit to
Okay,
the
now he's turning Cetra around, but he already let him got. Oh, wait, there was a giant rock that almost just fell on.
I think that's just a visual thing.
Okay, I was strange. Okay, Cetra is going after the Doom Wheel. Interesting.
Ooh, Warp Lightning goes down on the Ris3n.
Not
It's starting to
good.
get really low, Kugel, and it's
Yeah.
critical binding. It's debilitated. Like, those are two
Yeah, he
huge
needed to
debuffs
be
to
doing
it.
a little more cycle charging with it.
Yeah,
Not,
like he kind of just yeeted it in and let it stay there.
Yeah, it can do a lot more damage if you kite around with it. Because if you click on the unit, do you see that it has actually has a range and missile strength and ammunition?
Yeah, it's got guys on top that shoot around with
While
it.
you're
Yeah,
kiting around, yeah, there's a
it's still
bunch
doing
of
damage.
archers just picking people off.
Yeah,
You don't
another
really
big charge
notice
to the
it, but
Doom
it's
Wheel
happening.
too. There's 2 units of Tomb Guard halberds that are barely holding on here.
Yeah, he needed to charge Cetra into that flank yesterday.
Yeah. Now
That
one of
would
the
have maybe
assassins got
started a
caught.
mass rout, which the Skaven are used to. But like
Yeah.
if you don't have a lot of the Skaven routing, like you lose in dog.
Yeah.
Because the Skaven are meant to like the Night Runners are specialists of routing, then coming back and still being
And
assholes.
still being
you know?
annoying, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Now the Battle Kitty is recovering a lot of that leadership. But
And
still, this Doom Wheel
there's
is
a
still at full health.
Necrotech.
Yeah, where
Like,
is
if
it?
you
It
use
needs
it,
to be healing the
yeah, I
Sphinx.
haven't really seen it. The heal is not really that strong though, is the thing. It gives him back like I think like 600 health.
I thought it was like 750. I could be misremembering there though.
I mean, it's something though, right?
I mean,
It's
that
anything.
is. I mean, in a battle that looks like it could be as tight as this one could be, that's a
Right.
lot, you know, on an
Yeah,
important
and
unit.
I don't know if I've said it before, but as the fight goes on, monstrous units that are like still alive, they just become more and more
Oh
valuable.
yeah, well, because I mean, and late game leadership is low, cause fear, cause terror, all that's super good.
Right. You can just keep mass routing anything that comes near you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it has more health than you.
Yeah,
even.
these Doom Wheels are clearing out a lot of the archers. And this is weird. It looks like the front line of Stalixx is one, but he summons in those Ushabti, and I feel like
I still really like Stalixx's position, except here goes the Gracier. We should see this cat tear him apart.
Yeah. It needs help. Here come the Doom Wheels, but
There
they're not going to be that
There's
great.
that big damage.
And here comes Cetra as well. This could turn the fight completely.
Yeah.
And in fact, I feel like it probably should.
If this cat was helping with the Doom Wheels, like if he was microing it a bit more, he could have pulled it back and helped the Doom Wheels a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you're seeing this, but Doom Wheels are not that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very good against infantry, not great against the kitty. And I feel like we see this coming in Saviour at this point now. Oh, dude, do you see? Do you see this? Do you see him getting pushed?
Who?
With Cetra? Cetra.
Yeah, he's just pushing him
He's
perpetually.
Just
yeah.
He's just
Cetra is perpetual.
Dude, he just like lashed him to the front of the chariot and ran him around like a motherfucker, dude.
Those 4 skinny horses have so much mass.
So much horsepower, dude. It's like 1,800 horsepower in 4 horses with that have no muscles. But you know, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, this is a little awkward, but they're not going to do that much. Why?
Yep, there's another bomb. That's actually not going to do really
bomb,
anything. But...
yeah, definitely wasted, but it's okay.
But it's okay. Yeah, I think he should have this. The Sphinx is still got a good amount of HP.
Are these assassins having fun just running around forever?
I feel like that was a big misplay here from Stalixx. I mean, a lot of his army performed really well here, but these assassins, right, he knew it was the Tomb Kings when he made his army. You had to know you were going to get Cetra on a chariot. You had to know that you're never going to check him.
Halberds would have gone so far.
Yeah, you have to know that you're never going to catch him. Yeah, dude, if one unit, if he had taken out one of the assassin and gotten the council guard instead, the ROR of Storm Vermin halberds, this War Sphinx is in some rough shape there, bud.
Yeah.
But
War Sphinx is it's not going to rout. It has fantastic base
leadership.
Base leadership, yeah.
Yep. And at this point, Cetra's gotten a little low, but Yeah, I mean, but all these Night Runners are about to run out of ammo, and after that, what do you do?
Stalixx,
that
Stalixx
assassin just gets sent flying.
could kill the Lord, and that would pretty much route.
I mean, but yeah, but he also
Said the
might
cat
lose his
must
Lord.
play and get shocky pooed. Oh, but it does more damage to his own unit.
Yeah.
Cat's hitbox. And because he's a cat. Look at him. Look at him frolic. Over here.
He's
and
like,
over
"Where's
there.
my catnip?"
Nah, he's
These
in
rat
heaven.
things.
These are all fucking rats. Dude.
These are like the little like rat or like little mouse toys that you can buy at like a pet store, you know, like.
But they're actually alive.
And he's just like batting them around like. GG is called. That's gonna take it 2-1 for Saviour, who will move on to the winners bracket finals to face the winner of our next match, Kugel, which is gonna be you and GT Kung.
Cool.
Let me see. Did I? So that's a loss for the Skaven.
Yo.
GG.
GG.
And a win for the Tomb Kings.
Hello.
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 Game.
I'm telling you, I think I found my counter to Skaven.
Bro.
Dude, the big thing there was
that
was 2 assassins, dude. You were never gonna catch. I mean, when you saw the Tomb Kings,
Yeah, I know.
like you were never gonna catch Tetra on a chariot with 2 assassins. Like what Kugel and I were
I
saying
was
is,
supposed to run Conrads too.
if you
with
make one of
spears.
those, if you make one of those assassins a unit of Storm Vermin with halberds, I think you win. I think you win really hard, to be honest. Because you could have
Maybe.
shredded the kitty, and the kitty sticking around was kind of what screwed you.
Yeah, maybe. Also, I didn't start well. I was like, ah shit, I don't have any anti-large, and then I look at my clan rats. Oh, they have swords. That sucks.
Imagine not bringing anti-large against the Tomb Kings.
I know.
Like I'm really worried about that line of skeletons that's gonna hit me. You better take
Oh yeah,
all anti-infantry here.
I mean, at least they died.
Oh yeah, no.
Your
They
best
usually take care of themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
You made sure of it.
Oh, it's fine.
I like the Doom wheels though. That was a nice.
The Doom wheels
Yeah,
did
those
work. Yeah,
they're so good. What?
yeah, they did work.
They run around.
You had the right idea in a lot of ways. I like
yeah.
because they
The
were really
what?
good targets to keep Cetra occupied for like 17 minutes.
The Night Runners.
Yeah,
Which
no,
one?
the amount of
No,
Night
yeah.
Runners you
Yeah.
had was
Whatever
really
they were.
annoying.
Well, he had both Death Runners and Night Runners. They're different units.
Yeah, add melee and damage. Full.
Oh shit.
By the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoops, I'll leave.
Yeah.